Hey, what's up everybody? Super Firebolt here for my 40th episode of Breath of the Wild Master Mode. In the last episode, we obtained the final memory and completed the second to last official main quest. In this episode, we are doing last minute preparations for finally taking on Calamity Ganon and Dark Beast Ganon in the next episode. As you can see, I got my travel medallion right there, so I can go back there at any point. In this it's going to be kind of a shorter episode, because as you can see, I've collected a lot of gear from some stone taluses, which I'm going to sell to this Korok. Then I'm going to cook some of the foods that I've made. As you can see, I've done a lot of farming for ingredients too. Then I will go to Gerudo Town. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Then I'll go to Gerudo Town and buy some arrows, because they have a lot of good arrows for a good price. You can buy a lot at once. That's how I get a lot of my arrows. I'm just selling everything at this point because I'm not going to use it for anything else, so I might as well. I'm not going to like make jewelry or anything with it or anything. Yeah. I was considering doing Trial of the Sword, or at least the first two ones, to try and power up my Master Sword for the fight, but then it occurred to me it's going to be 60 anyways, so it wouldn't power it up. It would maybe just make it, well, I mean, it wouldn't make a difference, so I decided not to do that. Now, I could save these parts, and I think I will do that, because I might want to revisit this file, and I just don't want everything I have to be sold. But I did sell all the materials, so here we go. Now we are actually going to cook. Just let me go pee for a second. I should have done that before the episode. I'll be right back. I'm back. Alright, now I can focus. So let's do some cooking. So I'm probably gonna cook, since I am so, like, I'm not as high on hearts as I am in the last file, so I can actually benefit from a lot of temporary hearts in the dish. Most of these, though, I'm gonna try and cook on their own, just because it does recover more hearts to do that, because every single one restores all of your hearts versus just cooking like 5 at once and just only getting 3 dishes. But I will cook some larger, like I'll do one of that. That's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be 13. Yep. So I will have a lot of temporary heart dishes. Stamina dishes are gonna be useful, but not as useful in the fight. Yeah, that's my computer again, making all those crazy noises. So I'll just cook these last 6 on their own, honestly, because that's probably gonna be the best. And then if I did like late game, when you've done a lot of shrines, you don't want multiple foods in the same dish, multiple temporary heart foods. Yeah. I used to think that you would cook like regular foods with temporary hearts and that would benefit, but it doesn't at all. You don't want to cook anything other than temporary heart dishes with each other. And also, again, you don't want to cook too many at once you have so many hearts. So that does it for the durians, which are actually really, really useful. And they're really easy to get to. Every time there's a blood moon, you can just go grab some from the Faron region. So that's going to be 8, and that will be our last dish. It's temporary heart dish. Now let's cook these. Oh, never mind. I have truffles, I can cook those. Big hearty truffle, I think, is 4, same as the durian, right? Yeah. Not bad, but not great. Truffle is just 1. That's like the weakest of... Oh. Why was that 2? That's weird. It didn't even make the critical noise. That's Strange. There's stamina. Again, I don't know if that's going to be that useful in the fight itself. I found cane sugar, it was here, but I still don't have goat butter. Maybe you get that in Kakariko Village. But Kakariko Village doesn't even have goats. Hateno Village does, and Hateno Village only has milk. But now that I'm thinking about it, I think goat butter is in Kakariko. Now, I don't think I need to fill out my entire... Well, I'm so close to it, so I might as well eat these just because they're not as useful. 8. So I can fit 6 more. I might as well. That's just regular. Might as well do that. Not very long at all, but I shouldn't really need anything too long. So yeah, kind of short video. I just wanted to film my last minute preparations for this truly epic fight, which I've only... Actually, I was saying this before, and I got sidetracked or something because of something important that was happening. This will be my only 3rd time fighting the boss, which is not a lot considering this game is how long this game has been out. You know, you would think I would want to replay the boss a lot, but I just really, you know, not that I didn't want to, it's just that, you know, I felt like one time was kind of enough for each, you know, playthrough, and then of course I did it again, I think just randomly, just because I was bored. I was like, you know what, I'll just fight the boss again. Other than that though, I've never done it after the first time I did it. So twice I think I fought the boss. This will be my 3rd time doing it. And I remember it wasn't that hard. It's more symbolic than hard, I think, is what most people say about it. I didn't even know there was a statue in here. I've been playing this for a year and a half. I never noticed this. That's crazy. It just blends in so well. Maybe I have just, like, you know, accidentally, but it just blends in so well. I never noticed this statue right here. And I just accidentally talked to it. That's weird. And that's a bed right there. I don't need that. Now let's go to Gerudo Town. Then buy some arrows and we'll be done. I think. Done-ish. But yeah, so the boss wasn't overwhelmingly hard. Definitely wasn't as hard as some of the other bosses in Zelda games before. Even though, honestly, final bosses in Zelda's, Wind Waker's final boss was actually, as easy as that game was, it was actually really hard. I did that recently this summer, I did. And it was, Puppet Ganon was a pain. It was so hard, and it was honestly frustrating me. I mean, when I say so, I mean, like, in terms of other Zelda bosses in that game, and just standards for other Zelda bosses. Like, it actually took a lot of trial and error and trying, and Ganon himself was actually pretty easy, and then whatever other boss there was in that game was pretty easy. Twilight Princess's boss is a little bit challenging, not too bad. Ocarina of Time's final boss is not hard at all. Majora's Mask, I actually don't remember the final boss that much. Majora's Mask was it was an amazingly weird game. And the final boss for me was a joke because I fought it, because I got all the masks and I had the Fierce Deities mask. So as you can see, bomb arrows, we just bought like 60 at once. So if you do this every time there's a blood moon, you can really stock up on these arrows. And of course, as always, I'm leaving the ice arrows there just to melt. Poor, sad little things, because they're not that useful, you know. But yeah, look at this. In just one time here, fire is not that good. Ice, not that good. But shock and bomb, we are almost at 100. You can imagine after doing that several times, every time there's a blood moon, I have like 200 of each. Oh, there's more of these. Well, we don't need those. I mean, look, we got, I think we got plenty for the fight. You know, I don't need these anymore. So it sucks to waste them, but, you know, I'm not going to need them. So I might as well cook these last few durians. Just because, you know, for kicks and giggles. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I was saying, yeah, because Majora's Mask, if you get Fierce Deity's Mask, which you get by getting all the masks, it kind of just, you know, the last boss is kind of just a joke, and it's meant to be that way. It's like the Fierce Deity Mask is insane. I don't know if I ever fought it without the mask. I'm sure I tried it once, but I fought Majora without the Fierce Deity's Mask, and it wasn't even that hard still. Other Zelda games, Link to the Past I have not beaten yet, but I can only assume that it's going to be hard because all of the bosses in that game are painful. Even with restore points, where I literally restore every time I get one hit on the boss, still takes me a lot of tries. But most Zelda games, the final boss is actually not as hard as some of the earlier bosses, like especially in what is it, Twilight Princess. I don't know. Some of the other bosses were, well, I don't know. It's just final bosses aren't typically super hard in Zeldas, and if they're not, then that's not a huge letdown, you know. I felt like it could have been a little more challenging in this game, but, you know, again, it's more symbolic than anything. And it is fun, and that's all that matters. Yeah, look at these melon carcasses. That's how you get the Thunder Helm. You do all the side quests. And all these melon rinds are falling down. And you would think, because the side quest you have to solve, or to get the Thunder Helm, you have to solve everybody in town's problems. You have to solve everybody's problems, and one lady's problems that watermelons keep falling onto her crops. Oh, look at all these melon carcasses. That watermelons keep falling on her crops and ruining everything. And you would think that the watermelons would be like a fertilizer, you know? I mean, melon rinds. Wait. Alright, whatever. So, I think we are about as ready as I'll ever be to take on that. Unless there's I'm missing one weapon slot. I could do with some stronger bows. So I don't usually do this, but I'm going to scan some amiibos. I should have done some Wolf Link exploring. That was one of the things I wanted to do. Well, whatever. Let me just scan these amiibos, see if I get anything cool. You guys know I stopped doing this a long time ago because it was making it too easy just to get free stuff all the time. But, you know, I did, again, buy these, and I haven't used them in months, so might as well. That was Daruk right there. So if he gives me a Stone Smasher, that'd be kind of dope. Oh, look at that. Speak of the devil. Now let's scan. Bokoblin only gives you meat and then some sort of powerful weapon. This one. It's gonna drop a bunch of crates. And some Guardian gear or something. I don't know. Oh. Welcome to the party, Mr. Treasure Chest. Yeet. In my sleep. Made no sense. Break. What are you doing? Let's open this. If it's a weapon, I probably won't take it. Yeah, no. Zelda. And then Rider Link, and then I guess I'll scan the Bokoblin, might as well. Yeah, look at all this free stuff. That's why I kind of felt bad doing it. After a while, it did help me get started in Master Mode without, you know, royally. Yeah, I don't need shields because I have the Hylian shield now, which is the only shield you ever need in life, unless you want to do some epic shield surfing with the Ancient Shield. Then that might be a reason, but other than that, come on, you don't need. Or unless you wanted to attack enemies with it. I'll take that. So we got one good weapon out of it, and we just lost our Stone Smasher after all that Stone Talus hunting. So that's good to have another one. And now, I'd say we're pretty dang ready. So in the next episode, we will take on Calamity Ganon. And thank you so much for watching. We are almost done with this playthrough, ladies and gentlemen. And I will finish it with you guys in the next episode. Peace.